YouTube family, what's going on? It's your boy Ty, and on this channel I talk about fashion, fragrance, and a variety of lifestyle topics. So if that type of content interests you, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you hit the bell to ensure you stay notified anytime I post new content. Today, back with another fragrance review, but not a full bottle. So we're going to go through some decants that I recently picked up for the fall season. I don't know about y'all, but I love fall. If you can't tell, got our first cool morning here. Instantly grabbed a flannel. Just love fall fashion, and much like fall fashion, where you have some versatility, right? You can do some different things with layers and, incorporate beanies and other styles of hats and hoodies and things of that nature. I love fall fragrances as well, right? Because you can pretty much get away with anything, but of course, coming from summer, can start to incorporate some of them spicy, the sweet, gourmand fragrances, and it's just a beautiful time of year, y'all. So, am I the only one that loves fall this much? Drop a comment below and let me know. So, for today's review, y'all, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about how each one of these smells. Then we'll jump into its versatility and briefly touch on performance. Again, I'm sampling these, so I don't have a ton of experience with them. And then finally, we'll move into the portion where I talk about, based on these initial impressions and on, how things are going so far with the sample, if it's a fragrance that I would consider purchasing. So that sounds good to y'all. Let's jump right into it. Start off with Hugo Boss Descent Elixir, and should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I have a mix here, y'all. So I have some newer releases and also have some releases that, came out years ago that I just never had a chance to get my nose on. So got a little bit of everything, but again, starting with Hugo Boss Descent, the Elixir. So I did get a chance with this one, and I think the majority of these to actually get them on skin at least once, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to get another test strip just to relive it a bit. And yeah, this one opens up really nice, right? So I've smelled some of the Hugo Boss Descent DNAs, before, and I know they're kind of famous for that. I think it's called Maninka fruit. And though it's not listed in this composition here, you definitely get a fruity note up top. Also get some spice as well. I think they have some sort of red pepper. But to me, what it actually smells like comes off more like a cinnamon. Maybe it's that sweet with the spice there, but really nice. As it continues to dry down, you get some sandalwood and I believe vetiver. So overall, spicy scent that has some woodiness and some creaminess due to that sandalwood. And all in all, it's a really nice scent, y'all. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's not overly complex in any way, but it does smell really good. And again, with fall coming up, that spice at the beginning, I really enjoy this one and think you can wear it in terms of versatility any time of the day, especially in the fall, and really for any occasion. But this first one here, so Hugo Boss Descent Elixir, I really like this one and probably will purchase a full bottle. Okay, next up, y'all, we have one from Tisana Tresor. My first time really checking out this line. I think I've smelled Kirkit before, but nothing else from that line. So we have Tisana Tresor's Alcontrario, not sure how to pronounce there, but let's get this on a tester strip. And yeah, I do remember spraying this one on skin as well. So with this one, you have, so based on a note breakdown, you definitely would think it's more gourmand, and it is, but it's almost like, so there's some cocoa in here. I believe there's hazelnut, there's some sugar, vanilla. So it is sweet. It's definitely very sweet, but it's almost like dusty or powdery, I'd say, in terms of like the cocoa and the vanilla vibe that you get here. It smells good. It is a little sweet for me. I don't know that off of initial impression I would pick up a bottle of this, but to be fair, I will say I'm really looking forward to revisiting this one in the winter when it's cold. I think this one will be amazing in the cold weather, especially a cold evening. But right now, probably wouldn't pick up a full bottle. I think I'll be fine with just the decant. But again, all in all, the vibe that you get, how this one smells, almost like imagine a cup of hot chocolate with some whipped cream on top, a little vanilla, maybe some hazelnut somewhere in there. All of that, kind of in a cup and then, laying over a soft, kind of woody backbone. So you have some sandalwood in here, I think. But all in all, nice fragrance. Probably wouldn't purchase at the moment, at least, but I do want to revisit this one in cold weather, and it definitely is strong. So I think it's an extrait. The parfum, it lasts. I think when I sprayed it on me, I literally had to scrub it off in the shower. So that is Tisana Tresor Al Contrario. Okay, and next up, y'all, we have Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal, and this is the EDP version. So let's get this one test strip. And definitely one thing that I remember with this one, yeah, I don't love it on the test strip. I actually don't like it at all, at least the opening. Very reminiscent, and maybe my nose just needs to get used to it and warm up a bit. But to me, initial, smell that I get off of the test strip reminds me of Robitussin or cherry flavored cough syrup, and just not a vibe that I was really feeling, I'll be honest. But much different on skin. So when I got this one on skin, definitely was more enjoyable. You get that cherry, you get some vanilla. I believe there's some almond or some nuttiness in here as well. And overall, it's a nice, very nice cherry fragrance. It's smooth, it's a bit creamy, and I do enjoy it. And since I don't have any cherry fragrances in my collection at the moment, it's one I am considering, but I probably will test out a few others. Matter of fact, if you all have any recommendations, what cherry fragrances do you like? Drop a comment below, let me know. But I'll probably continue to check a few more out before committing to this one. But all in all, I do like it. It is enjoyable. Can definitely see it, being worn on a nice date night in the fall or winter. Again, has some sweetness to it, has that cherry, has a sort of creamy vanilla feel to it. So definitely nice, but one you have to get on your skin. To me, like I said on the test strip, it didn't do justice. So that is Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal, and again, the EDP version. Okay, so this next one, y'all, currently has the fragrance community in a frenzy. This is Spice Bomb Dark Leather by Victor and Rolf, and depending on who you ask or what review you watch, there's some people that love it, some people that hate it. But the big thing that's been often talked about with this one is the performance. So I did wear this one a couple times on skin, but we'll get it on the test strip just to relive it a bit. And yeah, so first let's start with the smell. To me, this smells amazing, right? So it kind of gives me the vibe of Spice Bomb Extreme, but toned down a bit, right? I do enjoy Spice Bomb Extreme, but it can be a lot. It's a bit overpowering. It's very strong. And when you want something that, is really prominent and announces you, Spice Bomb Extreme is great, but it's not always the occasion for something like that, right? So off the bat, really like that this one's toned down a bit. You still get that spice. It opens up very spicy. You get nutmeg, cinnamon, and I think black pepper. Then you also get a sort of smokiness with this one as well, and a touch of sweetness. I don't know if vanilla is listed or not, but there's just something a bit sweet. And then, of course, you get the leather note. So for me, the leather in here is not overly prominent, which I don't think is a bad thing, right? You can definitely pick up on it, but very smooth, very refined. I'd say reminiscent of maybe Tom Ford's ombre leather. They don't smell anything alike, so this is not a comparison, but just in terms of how the leather comes off, right? With it being very wearable and being, to me, more on the smooth side. So this one smells really good. And from a longevity perspective, I'll be honest, y'all, I got about 7 hours, I think, each time that I wore this one. So for me, that's good enough, right? I mainly see this one as being sort of a date night or evening out scent. And for the most part, dates aren't lasting beyond that time. So for me, this is going to work. Again, super wearable, really enjoy the DNA, and one that I'm definitely going to pick up. Just currently contemplating if I'm going to try to wait and see if it hits, the discounters due to kind of the backlash that it's gotten, or if I'm going to pick it up at retail. But Spice Bomb, Dark Leather, one that I really enjoy, and definitely one to me that is amazing for the fall and will be for the winter as well. Okay, on last but certainly not least, we have Intense Oud by Gucci. Let me tell you a funny story about this one. So a couple weeks ago, I was in Atlanta for Invest Fest and met up with one of my friends while I was there. And he had this fragrance that he had actually decanted because he owns a full bottle, brought it with him on this trip, right? Let me smell it. I fell in love off the initial smell, but still sprayed it on my hand, even though it's not necessarily a summer or warm weather fragrance. Just wanted to get a bit of a better feel for it. Now the funny thing is, at this same time, right, I had ordered this sample. So while I'm in Atlanta, I had ordered this, days before getting to Atlanta, and it actually got delivered, I think, while I was there. This fragrance was so good, y'all, and I fell in love with it that much that smelling the fragrance from him and knowing I got a full sample that awaits me at back home, I still purchased a full bottle right there on the spot. It's one of the first times in a long time that I've done that. This one is fire, y'all. This is like amazing for fall, winter, even spring. I think it's really versatile. You can wear it, to work or, for casual occasions. Me personally, I like it more for date nights and nights out, specifically when you're dressed up a little bit more. Like I said, I do think it works casually, but whenever you maybe have a nice sweater on, or have a suit or a wool coat, something like that. That type of vibe is what I get with this one. But going back to the smell, so this is resinous. It's sweet. Of course, you have that oud in there. Have some other woods, I believe, but it just smells amazing, y'all. If you haven't had a chance to smell this one, please get your nose on it. Think Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Again, not at all a comparison. They do not smell completely alike. But to me, this is the vibe that I get. Tom Ford's Oud Wood, a bit darker, a bit sweeter, and a touch smokier. And that's what you get with this Intense Oud by Gucci. Quality is through the roof. It just smells amazing, and it's super wearable. Again, that's why I kind of compare it to the Tom Ford Oud Wood. The Oud in that is not challenging at all. On the fresher side, easier to wear, but Intense Oud by Gucci, amazing. Like I said, one that I already purchased a full bottle, and you'll be seeing a full review of that coming soon. So that's going to wrap up today's review. Hope you all enjoyed. I plan to do more videos like this where I'm let you all know some of the things that I'm sampling and my initial impressions, and whether I'm going to purchase a full bottle or if I think they're full bottle worthy, and just sharing that insight with you all. So if you enjoyed today's video and enjoy content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and hit the bell as well to stay notified anytime I post new videos. And as always, be back with you next week for another episode. Peace and love.